Today, we are going to bitch about the 4 things that absolutely piss me off in the Elder Scrolls Online Battlegrounds. A little bit of context here. The Battlegrounds was actually my gateway entry point into PvP a couple of years ago. It's probably an experience shared by many, where in our earlier XP grinding days, we do like one daily dungeon and one daily BG to cash in on that 100k XP bonus. Subsequently, I discovered Imperial City, and that has been my go-to PvP fix, which is fine and good if not for the fact that update 36 made everyone stop going to IC for some reason. So recently, I find myself going back to BG when things are too sterile elsewhere. And oh boy, I need to rant. Okay, firstly, I hate it that champion points are disabled in Battlegrounds. So in the earlier days when BG are the only source of PvP for me, my build mainly revolves around the gear set and playing around with the class and the weapon skills. Now as I begin to venture into Cyrodiil and IC, champion points really start to make a big difference in PvP performance. I began to rely heavily on CP for damage mitigation using stuff like Pain's Refuge, Survival Instincts, so on and so forth. Naturally, my build became suboptimal once I hopped back into the non-CP Battlegrounds. I'm also not inclined to have one build for BG and another one for IC where I have to do my gear swap just for a single Battleground match. I mean, it's not that big a deal, honestly speaking, right? But it would be nice and probably easily managed on the developer's end to just have a CP enabled version for the Battlegrounds, so people can choose what option they would like to play. So both Cyrodiil and IC have non-CP servers, so why can't the same thing be done for Battlegrounds? Secondly, the inability to choose which BG game mode to play is infuriating. Back in 2019, players have the option to select their game mode, be it deathmatch or one of the other shit modes, which no one plays. Okay? So recently, Zoz did an experiment where BG is deathmatch only, and we had that for a while before they subsequently changed that to what we have today, where you get served a random game mode not of your choice. Now, Zoz's rationale is that the relic and the flag capture modes are so unpopular that they have unbearable queue times, because everybody just wants to play deathmatch. So instead of giving us what we want to play, the devs decided to retain the other shit game modes that no one gives a crap about, and we get a deathmatch once in a blue moon. Enter any BG match now, I guarantee you there's a good chance you will get that one thirsty group that plays every battleground match like a deathmatch, regardless of whether it is flag or relic capture or that dumb shit mode where you run around with a disco ball above your head. Just give the players what they want already, right? It's really not that complicated. Thirdly, the rewards are just trash, period. You get some rewards of the worthy that's really not very worthy in terms of value. If there's a set like Mara's Bum that you intend to farm, then good for you, okay? You do you. But in the long run, a couple of soul gems, 1,000 gold is frankly a joke. If the number of transmute crystals can be doubled, that's a start, because people always need that. Another good reward would be guaranteed Seals of Endeavor. No matter the amount, players can grind BGs to get more Seals of Endeavor. They can then use that to acquire skins, mounts, and other cool cosmetic stuff. Again, very common sense stuff. Zoz needs to get to work and stop taking their eyes away from ESO to do whatever other MMO that they are allegedly having in the pipelines. And lastly, new fresh maps are needed. Stop giving us the same type of maps. The current ones we have, right, they're fine visually, they're okay, but the gameplay becomes very one-dimensional quickly. That's because the scale and the mechanics of the maps are largely very similar. Now think back to the days of Counter-Strike 1.6. For every big popular map like DDoS, there'll be another smaller one like Pude or Ice World. It's the exact opposite in terms of size and gameplay speed. So not all BGs need to last 10 to 14 minutes. There can be faster variants where you wham bam thank you ma'am and you'll be done with it in 5 minutes or less. And also, why does it always have to be 4v4v4? Right? Having so many players fighting on screen highlights the already shitty lag that we are having. So why can't we explore like a 5v5? A 2v2v2? Maybe a 1v10 where the solo player gets a buff and he gets to fight the other 10 players? So many ways and ideas to refresh the BGs, but we got a card game this year, right? So oh well. Now I didn't mean for this video to be a rant, to be honest, but it kinda went that way the more I thought through about the lackings of the Battleground and the general mediocrity surrounding this game's development for the last 2 years. The player base is declining on the Steam charts, and I do want this game to do well, because I enjoy it. I love playing Elder Scrolls Online. Oh well, thanks for sticking around. Again, feel free to agree or disagree in the comments below. Thank you for your time, and I see you in the next video.